Well, in terms of roller coasters overall, Europe is absolutely stacked with iconic coasters and different coaster models. And we all know that the United States of America is just the best place for roller coasters, but we still have many coaster models over here in Europe that they don't have over there. Well, I just saw a video from Airtime Thrills called Top 15 Coaster Models America Wishes It Has, and well, I turned that idea around. So today we're diving into roller coaster models Europe wished it had. Oh well, it turns out that many of us European coaster enthusiasts are quite lucky because we have many coaster models over here, but we can mention a few. And now the first coaster model we're going to talk about is the Impulse coaster by Intimin. Now shortly described, the Impulse coaster model is a launch coaster with huge vertical spike and an intense LSM launch. And it also features this suspended coaster train launching forwards and backwards, swinging 180 plus feet in the air with towers twisted or straight. These rides are all about raw speed and repeated airtime on each spike, but Europe not a single one, and that's sad because these are awesome and they don't really fill up any space because they are quite compact going back and forth. Well, for a continent that has so many coaster models, it's a crime that nobody imported an Intimin Impulse yet, and there is actually no reason why this coaster model isn't getting built, because I just saw one over in Asia and that's the next generation, and it actually stands over 200 feet tall. It looks amazing. Now I also included a new coaster model called the Surf Coaster by B&M. Well, let's talk about this weird looking ride design. B&M's newest model, and honestly one of their most ambitious in my opinion. You're standing kind of, you're launched and your seat bounces up and down through the course like a floating surfboard. Pipeline the Surf Coaster in SeaWorld Orlando is actually the only one right now, and it's totally a unique experience with airtime, floaty inversions, and a launch that's way smoother than you might expect. It's modern, weirdly graceful, and just the B&M stand-up coaster 2.0. And of course, Europe still doesn't have one. This is the kind of ride Europa Park, Energylandia could run with, and people would flood in my opinion. Hold up, pause this video for a second, because I just thought about how many times I have already said "and" in this video. It's gonna be a lot, so buckle up. Now the next coaster model on the list is the Air Launch Coaster by S&S Worldwide. Ah yes, the Air Launch Coaster, S&S pneumatic powertrain monster. Well, you see, this coaster model utilizes compressed air to deliver some of the most intense coaster launches in the world in terms of force. But there is unfortunately one big reason why people are not building this coaster model. It's unreliable. We have many failures in terms of coasters like Dododonpa, Hypersonic, XLC, and Ring Racers, and many of these are just standing but not operating. This ride model is almost too extreme and unreliable, which might explain why Europe hasn't touched one yet. Now let's talk about a classic and iconic one, the Giga coaster by Intimin. We're entering giant territory now. The Intimin Giga coaster, like Intimidator 305, towers over 300 feet and delivers insane speed, whippy transitions, and G-forces that will make you black out. Well, most importantly, we only have a few Intimin Giga coasters in the world, and they are quite different from each other. Oh well, we know they are fast, relentless, and brutal. No gimmicks, just pure track and fury. But Europe still no Giga. Alert. Technically, you could call Red Force an Intimin Giga coaster because it is 367 feet, between 300 and 400 feet. But no, they call it the LSM launch coaster, so move on. Now, I highly doubt that we're getting this Intimin Giga coaster over in Europe because we know America makes those big rides, and also a few in Japan. But let's just keep dreaming for one in the next 20 years or so. And the next coaster model I really want in Europe is the Hyper GTX coaster by Chance Rides. Now trust me, this ride is a hidden gem because we have only seen one of these coasters in operation called Lightning Run at Kentucky Kingdom, but wow, what a ride. First of all, it's compact, insanely airtime focused, and costs way less than a hyper coaster, but it still delivers fire-crushing ejector hills and sharp transitions. Well, I know it's a budget beast of steel coasters, and in Europe, well, nothing. There are tons of parks that could use a ride like this. Fast, intense, and a small footprint, and honestly, it would dominate the European thrill scene. The only thing I'm waiting for right here is hearing more information about those two Hyper GTX coasters coming at Mattel Adventure Park. Well, next up is a roller coaster model with no operating coasters, and this is the Access coaster by S&S Worldwide. Now this one is going to be something quite different and special because the Axis coaster is still in prototype stages, but we already know that a launched version of the Axis coaster, very small and compact, will be coming to Saudi Arabia, and it's going to be themed to Transformers. But just take a look at the train design. You have these rotating seats on that spine, meaning the seats swing and roll with the track. It's like a spinning coaster and a wing coaster that had a child on a gyroscope. Well, we already know that some people has been lucky enough to ride the test version of the Axis coaster at the SNS headquarters in the US. I have heard that the ride experience is supposed to be smooth, flowing and totally unpredictable. And now we're back to another huge coaster model called the Giga coaster by B&M. Ah yes, I know I said Intimin Giga earlier, but now we got the B&M Giga, and that's a totally different ride experience. And in the last 13 years we have gotten 3 B&M Giga coasters. They are super tall, also smooth, floaty and endless. Oh, the endless part right there can only be said about Fury 325. B&M Gigas are all about sustained airtime, majestic overbanks and long drawn out pacing, and they are arguably the most re-rideable coasters ever built. And well, Europe has 0, not even rumors. But deep inside we all know that the chances of a B&M Giga coaster is way higher than the Intimin Giga. Now here is my number 1 wishlist coaster model for Europe, and that is the 4th Dimension coaster by SNS Worldwide. And now this one might just be for the lunatics and coaster enthusiasts. Well, same. Many of us know the story of X2 at Magic Mountain and Aerodynamics, who started the 4D coaster trend. And then SNS bought the leftovers from Aerodynamics, including the 4D coaster blueprint. So of course SNS built 2 extra roller coasters in Asia. They were bigger, better, more relentless, more flips, everything else. Well, of course, all of the 3 total 4th Dimension coasters in the world can be found, well, nowhere near me. There really is nothing like this in Europe, not even close. It's not cheap, it's not subtle, but for a park that wants to make a global headline, a 4D coaster would dominate. Now the next coaster model on the list is the quadruple launch coaster by Premier Rides. And this coaster model launches you backwards, backwards and forwards again with just enough speed to conquer that top hat element. And well, we have only seen one of these, and that is the coaster in SeaWorld Orlando yet again, called Icebreaker. In my opinion, Icebreaker is really an underrated roller coaster because it features many intense moments, low to the ground elements and a few ejector pops. Unreal. And on top of that, the awful comfort colors has been removed, so why not get this underrated family thrill coaster in any park in Europe? Please, come on. Now the last one is an honorable mention, and this is where I got the Tilt coaster by Vekoma. Oh well, as a European coaster enthusiast, I can't really complain because we have gotten many next gen Vekoma coasters over here, and over in America, well, you're starting to get a few over there. And the only operating one for years in the world was Gravity Max in Taiwan, but now we have Cedar Point Siren's Curse, and it really looks awesome. Now this might sound like jealousy, but for a European coaster enthusiast, it really is a shame that America got the coolest next generation Vekoma coaster. But my biggest question is, how reliable is the tilt coaster section? And finally, is this just going to be a gimmick element or is it awesome? So there it is. We have now talked about different coaster models that America and other regions enjoy, while Europe is still waiting for that first drop. We got air launched, intensity, tilting madness and different coasters. And please remember to support my channel with a like, share and perhaps a subscription. That would be awesome. Then at the end of the day, I'm always gonna say bye bye.